Murray is in a guard position along with Joe Cullen. The forwards are Dave Sandy and Ed Demechko. The center is Steve Wash. Wash has the ball left side, drives baseline, and walks with it. 10th turnover on Wilson on the night. For the East High Golden Bears, at center, Robert Harley. The forwards, Ricky Burt and Robert Prater. And we have some changes. Jerome Sullivan is still in there. Joel Johnson is still in there from the end of the first half as Johnson puts up a shot. No good. Rebound goes to Sandy. Harley is in there. Bryant is in there. And Prater is in there. Shot put up by Cullen. No good. Rebound goes to Johnson. Johnson stops, puts up a shot from the foul line. No good. Rebound goes to Sandy. Sandy outlets the ball to Cullen, who says, let's slow things down. You just joined us. We're in the third quarter of action. Wilson leading East 35-24. Shot put up by Cullen from 20 feet. No good. Rebound goes to Sullivan. Sullivan left side to Bryant. Bryant back to Sullivan, who puts the shot off. No good. We have a foul. Foul is on Steve Wash. That is Steve's second foul. The officials working tonight's game, Tom Case and Bill Radabush. At that time, East did what it has to do. It went inside. Number 33, Jerome Sullivan, got the pass, went inside, put up the shot, was fouled by Steve Wash. So let's see what he can do from a charity strike. First shot goes up and in. He has one more. It's also up. No good. Rebound. Tipped up by Harley, and it's good. Robert Harley tips up the shot and cuts the lead to 8 points. Wilson on top, 35-27, and he's trying to make a comeback. Cullen has the ball, almost stolen. Murray gets it. Puts up a bank shot, no good. Rebound, Cullen. James Bryant trying to get the ball, trying to jump over Cullen, but in trying to do so, fouled him. Wilson Redmond call a timeout, so we'll take a timeout with the score. The Wilson Redmond 35, the East High Golden Bears 27. Back at the South High Gymnasium, I'm El Del Torio along with Steve Babick. The score with 6:26 remaining in the third quarter. The Wilson Redmond 35, the East High Golden Bears 27. Remember, tomorrow night on WBBW, Sports Central and Ohio State basketball. Listen for Sports Central with Jim Marzano at 6:35 and Ohio State versus Northwestern at 8:15 tomorrow night on WBBW. James Bryant steals the inbounds pass. He goes down, puts up a shot, and it's good. And again, East has the ball on a Wilson error. Wilson will have to be careful. You cannot sit on a point lead such as they had and be complacent with that. Ball is turned over. Bryant hits it again, and their lead is now 4, 35-31. Wilson brings the ball up court. Cullen has it. Right side. East in a man-to-man defense. Demechko inside the Wash. Wash has his shot up. The bucket goes. Goaltending on Robert Harley. The ball was on the backboard. Harley hit the backboard. Constitutes goaltending. 2 points for Wash. Give Steve Wash now a total of 14 points in this ball game. Johnson has the ball to Bryant, right side. Air ball. Rebound goes to Wash. Wash to John Murray. Murray brings the ball up court. 3-on-3 break, and he slows things up. Cullen right side. Demechko stops, pops it, and it's good. Wilson, very patient, works the ball around to Ed Demechko. Demechko put it up. He now has 10, and Wilson, again, will have to try to build that lead. He can't be complacent. Demechko steals the ball, drives, puts up the layup, and it's good. And Wilson has been built up that lead to 10 points, and Coach Bentley wants a timeout very quickly. The score, 41-31, Wilson on top. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Home Savings and Loan Company, which believes that participation and interest in competitive sports helps prepare our young people for the game of life. Now, right now, the score 41-31, Wilson by 10. The Redmen, at one time of this ball game, led by 15. East, having problems offensively, have appeared to work out some of those problems by defense. They're stealing the ball and beating Wilson on the fast break. Wilson will have to keep that same intensity up at all times. Once you lose that momentum, the other team can really take advantage of it and bring the score within reach. East is doing that right now. Let's see what Coach Franco does. Coach Bentley knows that Wilson shoots good inside with Wash and Sandy. So right now, his defense is trying to keep those two players away from the basket. Same players that started the second half are in for both teams. Right side, Jerome Sullivan, way outside shot, no good, rebound. Goes to Prater. Prater puts up the shot, no good, rebound. Goes to John Murray, who got up high in the air for that foul. Long down court pass to Wash, right baseline, inside the Metzger. Turnaround jumper, he's rejected by Robert Harley. Robert Harley is a big force inside for the East High Golden Bears. And after you break your defender, after you beat him one-on-one, you must contend with Mr. Harley. Harley stands 6'5", doing a fine job inside. Wash has the ball, passes inside to Sandy, and the ball goes out of bounds. It seems like Wilson's trying to go into a weak, sort of a stall offense, where the only way they can get a score is if they see the layup. That's the 14th turnover on Wilson. You see assistant coach Tony Dalbane for Wilson motion his hands like get it in, get it out, weave in and out. And that's what the Redmen are trying to do. Shot up by Johnson, no good, rebound, Prater. And he is fouled by Steve Wash. That is Steve's third personal foul. Tom Case on the call. 4:16 remaining in this third period of play. Wilson 41, East 31. Great foul on Steve Wash. It will be interesting to see what Coach Franco does. Wash, a very important part of this Wilson team, has 2 fouls left in the game. First shot up by Prater, rolls around and goes in. He's high now, 6 of 9 from the charity strike for 66%. Prater with 5 points on the night. Second shot off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Sandy. Sandy gives the ball to Cullen. Cullen crosses the timeline. He's off the key guarded by Johnson. Left side to Wash. To Murray. Inside. Sandy fakes it. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound goes to Sullivan. Sullivan outlets the ball to Bryant. Bryant brings it down very quickly to Johnson. Back to Bryant. The ball goes through Bryant's hands. And Coach Rod Bentley is telling Joel Johnson to slow things down and to work for the good shot. 9 turnovers now, Al, for East. Pass inside to Wash, double team, and there is a foul on Jerome Sullivan. That is his second personal foul. Right now, the defense of East is playing very aggressive ball, trying to create some kind of problems for Wilson, but the Redmen staying to their offensive pattern. Pass inside to Sandy, knocked out of bounds by Sullivan. East playing a zone against the inbound pass. Wash inbounding the ball to Murray, and he has stopped by Johnson, but Johnson got him with the body. That is his first foul, and it looks like fouls will play an important role in this game too, Steve. Fouls will, so far tonight for East. You have Ricky Burt with 4. Right now, Ricky Burt is on the bench. You have, as a team, East with a total of 13 fouls, just too many for this game. First shot was no good by Murray. You'll have one more attempt coming. Up, in and out, no good. Rebound. Off the hands of Dave Sandy. As a team out, Wilson only 5 of 13 from the free throw line. As a team so far this year, they were attending 60% of those shots. Big difference between their average in tonight's game. Drive by Sullivan, he goes up for the shot and is fouled by Dave Sandy. Sandy's first foul. That is the 13th foul this second half. 3:27 remaining in the third quarter, 41-32. Wilson on top of East. Second game of the doubleheader at the South High Field House. First shot goes up and in by Jerome Sullivan. He'll have one more. It's up. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Wilson. Redmond, knocked out of bounds by Harley. Jerome Sullivan has gone to the free throw line 6 times and has canned 4 of those 6. Cullen brings the ball up court for Wilson, drives all the way, passes it off, and it's stolen by Prater. Prater almost has it stolen, regains it, brings it down court. Pete Boston from way outside. Shot, no good, rebound. Sandy, long down court pass to Metzko. Give him an easy bucket. 43-33. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Wilson on top. Al at the Mexico now with 14 points. Right now, he's getting away from what we thought that sure the problem. They're going back to shooting from outside way too far, and it's starting to hurt. Shot up. Sullivan, no good, and over the back is Robert Prater. It's not bad enough that they're taking the outside shots, Steve, but they're not really getting the rebounds. Right now, only Robert Harley has 6 rebounds, but for Wilson, you look, Dave Sandy has 9, Steve Wash 9, and Ed DeMetrico 6. Wilson's definitely controlling the board. Wash brings the ball up court. Now to Cullen. Cullen inside to Sandy. Sandy, turnaround jumper in the lane. Off the rim, no good. Rebound. Cullen. Cullen drives in. Wash with an easy layup. He missed it. Rebound Harley. Harley down to Prater. Prater goes down. Goes up for the layup. No good. Harley with the rebound up and in. Robert Harley with 12 points. And that cuts the lead to 8 points. 2 minutes remaining. Wilson on top. 43-35. Wash drives and he is fouled by Jerome Sullivan. 101 now. That's the 15th foul against East, and with just 2:03 left in the third quarter, Wilson will have a 1-on-1 situation. Now, well, that's what Coach Bentley's team in the situation is that they're going to have to stay loose, not play as aggressive. Wash is a good free throw shooter, and he shows it as he makes his first shot. 3 of 3 from the foul line, has a total of 15 points. Into the game is Kenny Taylor replacing Jerome Sullivan. 44-35, Wilson on top. Third quarter action, make that 45-35. 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Wilson on top by 10. East has the ball. Taylor to Johnson, left side Bryant. Working for the good shot. Inside pass to Harley, forces the shot, no good, rebound to Wash, and we have an over-the-back call on Robert Prater. That is his 4th foul. Again, East out of position for the rebound, Al. They're going over the back of the Wilson defenders, committing fouls, 4 on Prater, 4 on Burt. East is in trouble. Ricky Burt now comes into the game for Prater. So Coach Claude Bentley wants to see if maybe Burt can put some spark into the East offense and defense. Steve Wash, 4 of 4 from the charity stripe so far tonight. Take that 5 of 5 as he cans his first shot. 46-35, Wilson on top. Wash on the night has a total of 17 points. Wash dribbles the ball a couple of times. Eyes the basket, puts up his second shot. In and out, no good, rebound. And a lane violation on Ricky Burt. So Wash will get another attempt. That scratches that free throw so he can keep his streak going at 6 of 6 if he hits this one. The shot is up. It's good, nothing but net. Wash with a total of 18 points and gives Wilson a 12-point lead. Bryant, left side, puts up a shot, short, rebound, Wash. Wash to Murray. 1:30 remaining in this third quarter of action. Murray to Wash, left side. Back door to Dave Sandy, who had a wide open lane, got the easy layup, and that puts the lead to 14 points. 14 points now for Dave Sandy. Nice pass by Steve Wash. Running Sandy again. Sandy took the back door. The pass was there. Got an easy opening to the bucket. Pass inside. Off of Ricky Burt. And the East High Golden, the Wilson Redmen will have possession of the ball. Checking into the game, Jerome Sullivan for Robert Harley. New Mexico has the ball, dribbles right side, stops, puts up a bank shot. It's good. It's been a three-man show tonight for the Wilson Redmen. New Mexico, Wash, and Sandy. 51-35. Wilson on top. 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Nice move inside by Kenny Taylor. Cuts that lead to 51-37. Wilson on top. Wash drives all the way down court, in and out. Sandy with the rebound up and in. Great rebound by Sandy. Following up the missed shot by Wash. Gives Sandy 10 rebounds and a total of 16 points. 25 seconds remaining. East with the basketball. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound goes to Sandy. Murray brings the ball down court with 15 seconds remaining, and we have a foul on James Bryant. For Bryant now, number 3, and looking at the roster for East, statistic-wise on fouls, Crider has 4, Burt has 4, Bryant has 3, and Sullivan has 3. Overly checks into the game for Wilson, replacing Steve Wash. Steve Wash comes down with a total of 18 points, 10 rebounds, an excellent night so far for Steve Wash, the 6'3 senior. Shot up by Murray, no good. Rebound goes to Burt. 10 seconds remaining. Johnson has the ball, top of the key, right side to Taylor. Inside, Burt, turnaround jumper with 5 seconds, no good. Sandy with the rebound, 3 seconds. 2 seconds, the Mets go and shot at the buzzer, no good. We've completed 3 periods of play at the South High Gymnasium. The score, Wilson 53, East 37. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this. 53 for Wilson, 37 for East. Fourth quarter action at the South High Gymnasium. I'm Al Del Torrio along with Steve Babbitt. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Home Savings and Loan Company, where safe deposit boxes, money orders, traveler's checks, loans for major purchases or expenses, and many other financial services are available, along with home loans and savings accounts. Tip controlled by the East High Golden Bears. Wilson in a 2-1-2 zone defense. We'll give you the lineup as soon as time permits us. Shot up by Burt, no good. Rebound out of bounds and goes to Wilson. Now looking back at that third quarter very quickly, East 15 of 52 for 28%. Wilson 22 of 46 for 48% from the field. Wilson with the ball. Cullen in the corner to Overly. Murray has a free lane, drives it, and takes the easy 2 points. 18-point lead for the Redmen, 55-37. East has on the floor Joel Johnson, James Bryant, Kenny Taylor, Jerome Sullivan, and Ricky Burt. Bryant has the ball. Has it stolen by Sandy, down court pass to Murray. Murray puts up the shot, gets a 20-point lead. Give John Murray 7 points. Wilson right now just going away with this game out. East has lost all type of composure and really are just to a point where what can they do? They throw by 20 right now. Coach Bentley is going to have a hard time trying to get that team back on the right track. When Wilson has it going right, there's no stopping them. Dave Sandy has 16. Steve Wash on the bench getting a rest with 18, and New Mexico has 16. The score is 57-37. Wilson on top. We can play 59 seconds of this fourth quarter of play. The first game that we broadcast saw the South High Warriors go down to defeat to the Rayan Tigers 64-62. Now tomorrow night, the Ohio State Buckeyes will take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Ohio State defeated Iowa this past week with good free throw shooting by Calvin Ramsey and Clark Kellogg, and the Buckeyes have one loss this year. That is to Louisville. Their season so far has been one which has led them to a great team one of the best in the top 5. So game time is at 8:15 on WBBW, Ohio State Northwestern basketball. That's following Jim Marzano's Sports Central. East High Golden Bears have the ball. Wilson has tightened up their 2-1-2 zone. They're playing very composite, very small area, throwing in that lane, making East take outside shots like that one by Joel Johnson. Rebound goes to Murray. Murray brings the ball up court and passes it to Cullen. Right side, Overly. A lot of movement in this Wilson offense. Cullen underneath, Overly, shot is blocked. Sandy with the rebound, puts it up. And is fouled by Jerome Sullivan. Paul Yankel checks into the game for East. He replaces James Bryant. Jerome Sullivan has 4 personal fouls for East, as does Ricky Burke and Robert Prater. Those players, so Sullivan 6'1", Prater 6'2", and Ricky Burke 6'2". They're the bulk of the front line for East. Right now, East High in trouble. Stanley misses his first free throw. East also in a man-to-man defense, putting on a lot of pressure, even though they have those 3 players with 4 personal fouls. Second shot up by Sandy, no good. Rebound goes to Peterson. Peterson passes to Taylor on the right side to Joel Johnson. 3-guard offense for East. Taylor drives, puts up a shot. It was forced, no good. Rebound Watt. Cullen brings the ball up court. Top of the key, right side to Overly. Overly stops, puts up a shot, it goes. When you have things going good for you, everything goes in, and that's been the case for the Wilson Redmen. 5:38 remaining in this ball game. 59-37, Wilson on top. Peterson has the ball, left side to Johnson. Johnson stops, lost it, no good. Rebound Overly. Overly brings the ball up court and passes it to Murray. Murray down court to Steve Wash, who misses the layup, and the ball goes off of Paul Yankel. Right now, East High just having all sorts of problems. They have missed the last 7 shots they've attempted. Again, shooting too far outside. Inbound pass, Joe Cullen gets the easy layup. East was playing man-to-man, and they let Cullen get inside, and he got the easy bucket. Cullen on the night, that was his first 2 points. 61-37, Wilson on top. Top of the key, Kurt Peterson hits his shot. That gives East 39 points. Wilson with a 22-point lead with 4:50 remaining in the ball game. Murray has the ball almost stolen from him. Pass it to Watt. Watt shines, puts up the shot, and it goes. Steve Watt, Steve Stereo. Steve Watt having an excellent night. Watt 7 field goals, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, a total of 20 points. He's hit his average on the night. Air ball shot by Jerome Sullivan. Rebound goes to Watt. I'm interested to see how many team rebounds the Wilson Redmen have as Watt drives the lane and is fouled by number 25, Joel Johnson. Looking at rebounds now, Wilson has 42 compared to just 26 for East. Again, position is key. East is not getting it. Wilson is getting around the ball at all times and have thus really dominated the board. Getting set to check into the game will be Alan Walker, a 5'10", 165-pound junior. He'll be replacing Steve Wash after he takes his free throws. Wash hits his first free throw. Wash is the person that you do not want to foul on this Wilson team, as in the tournament was evident in the tournament a couple of years ago, last year in games, and even this year. Very good free throw shooter. Second shot also up and good. And Wash will sit down, being replaced by Alan Walker. Steve Wash, Al, has a total of 162 points. Just a great night for Steve Wash. He also has pulled out 11 rebounds. The score was 4:10 remaining, 65-39. Wilson on top. 2 shots put up by East High players, no good. And a foul on Dave Sandy. That's his second foul, and Sandy has not been heard of in the second half that much. He's only has 4 points. He has 16 points on the night, 4 points below his average. Wilson, as a team, just doing a great job. They lead 65-39. Coach Franco has to be pleased. Turnover by the East High Golden Bears. Wilson has the ball. Left side, Walker. Walker back outside, has the ball stolen by Joel Johnson. Johnson drives for the easy layup. And we have a foul on Alan Walker. So Walker comes into the game and commits his first foul. You're listening to Scholastic Basketball on WBBW, Youngstown, Ohio. And that foul, really needless. Joel Johnson had the shot. Well, Joel Johnson wasn't fouled. Johnson made that shot. Trailing on the play for East was Kurt Peterson, and apparently Peterson was pushed by the Wilson player, so he'll have a 1-on-1 situation now. Shot is up and it's good on the night. Peterson has 5 points, and we have a timeout for the Wilson Redmen. 3:45 remaining in this ball game. Score, Wilson 65, East 42. This is Scholastic Basketball on WBBW. 3:45 remaining in this ball game. Wilson on top by a substantial margin, 65-42. Remember, a little reminder, following our broadcast of Scholastic Basketball tonight, remember to tune into the Stan Vitek Show. Stan will play music for you, and he will also tell you about it. Stan Vitek Show following Scholastic Basketball tonight on WBBW. Brian has his second shot coming off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound goes to Overly. Overly gives the ball to Murray, and right now Wilson's going to go into a semi-stall, running a weave-type offense, and the ball is stolen by Yankel, but Yankel steps out of bounds. A total of 17 turnovers committed by Wilson, only 12 by East, but East, again, offensively with all their problems, just not having a good night. Ball is stolen by East High player, shot up by Joel Johnson, goes in, and Wilson facing a press by the East High Golden Bears, 65-44, 21-point lead by Wilson. Cohen brings the ball up court. Passes left side to Murray. Murray inside to Sandy. Shot up and in. Dave Sandy has been open all night. When they have fronted him, he's had no backside help to defense against him. That time being Jerome Sullivan had no backside help. And Sandy had the easy bucket. Now, we've seen that play pretty much this night between Wilson with Sandy getting that pass, that lead pass. He's wide open, he's made it, and apparently East High has just not found a way to defend it. It's been a game where Wilson has done all right, and East can do so right. .254 remaining, 67-44. Going to the free throw line will be Brad Overly. They'll be shooting the 1-and-1. Steve Wash has come back into the game, replacing Alan Walker. Shot up so good. Sandy with the rebound puts it up and is fouled. Also checking into the game, Ed Demesco checking out Brad Overly. So Wilson has its starting 5 in the game. Wilson really doesn't have that much of a bench. They go down to 5 players, and a couple of those are JV players. So really, Coach Franco has an 8-man team to work with. First shot by Sandy up, goes around, comes out. Sandy on the night has a total of 18 points, and he has missed a lot of free throws. Sandy so far tonight, only 2 of 7. He's got 3 of 8. 68-44, Wilson on top. 2:50 remaining in the ball game. Right side, Taylor passes to Bianco, and he's trying to get a little too fancy on that play, threw the ball away. 13 turnovers now for East High, and right now just a matter of time, 2:44 left, 68-44 Wilson. Murray with the ball, drives, and we have a charging foul on Murray. That's Murray's third foul on the night. Jonathan Murray had to step on the east side defender, but as he came in, another defender slid over and blocked his pass, and the foul committed by Murray offensively. Sullivan drives, passes the ankle, shot, turn around, no good. Rebound, Yankel, push it up, and it goes. Yankel with 4 points. 68-46, Wilson still on top. Demesco's shot, no good. Rebound, Sandy puts it up and in. Well, Dave Sandy now has a total of 21 points, 9 field goals, 3 of 8 from the free throw line. He joins Steve Wash in the 20-point category. Steve Wash has a total of 22. Shot up, no good by Kurt Peterson. Rebound goes to Murray. Drives over the way now. Passes to Cullen. Shot up, no good. Demesco tip, no good. Rebound goes to Sullivan. Pass thrown away. Murray inside. Sandy to Wash. And he is fouled by Joel Johnson. Coach Dick Franco puts in all of his substitutes now, all except Steve Wash. So that means now Wash will come out after these free throws coming up. Wash will be replaced by, I believe, Mike Hahn. We'll see, but Wash will have a 1-on-1 here. The first one is up. It's good for Steve Wash, 23 points. Wash has connected on 9 of 10 free throws. Excellent. Mike Hahn has come into the game. Paul Spiller has come into the game. His second shot is no good. Also in is Alan Walker. And number 20, that would be Mike Peters. Right on the floor for the loose ball. We'll have a jump between Overly and Joel Johnson. Checking into the game, Mike Hahn. Checking out Steve Watt. And that man should have a very nice hand of applause for the night in the games that he's played. Tip controlled by East. Yankel has the ball. 1:28 remaining. Wilson has the game sewed up. 71-46. He's waiting for the clock to run out, really. Foul on Overly as Johnson drives to the basket. Taking a look at the games that are scheduled for tomorrow night, these same East High Golden Bears will be playing at Massillon tomorrow night, and Massillon is no easy team to play. Another team from the City Series, as the first shot is no good, North will play Erie Prep. Brookville plays Warren Reserve, Covington and Sebring, Springfield Jefferson and Mingo Junction, Alliance and Akron East. Second shot is good, 71-47, Wilson on top. Pass stolen, long down court pass to Taylor. He has it stolen by Biller. Biller to Peters. To Hahn. Hahn stops, toss it from 15, and Mike Hahn gets on the scoreboard. Mike Hahn has his first 2 points of the game right now. All the reserve players in for Wilson. On the bench are Dave Sandy and Steve Wash, who combined for 44 points. Yankel with the rebound of a Taylor shot, puts it up and in. 47 seconds remaining. Wilson on top, 73-49. Walker drives, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes to Sullivan. Taylor, long downward pass from Sullivan. Shot no good. Yankel with the rebound. Shot no good. Yankel again. And we have a foul. Foul's inside, I believe, on Mike Peters. It will be for Peters, his first. That time, Paul Yankel, very stubborn, would not give up that 2 points. 3 shots. The third time he was fouled, so he'll have 2 free throws coming up right now. Tonight's high school basketball game is brought to you in part by the Home Savings and Loan Company, where your regular passbook savings account is fairly insured up to $40,000. The first shot was up and in by Yankel. That gives him 7 points on the night. 26 seconds remaining. Wilson has the game won. It's a matter to see how many points they will win it by. The second shot is no good. Rolls down court past the Hahn. Hahn puts the shot up and it's blocked by Sullivan. Peters takes a long 20-footer, no good. 14 seconds remaining. Peterson stops, puts it up, it's good. And now East is getting hot. It's the worst time of the game when it's all over. 4 seconds remaining. Peterson to Yanko. Yanko at the buzzer, no good. Final score. The Wilson Redmond 73, the East High Golden Bears 52. Exciting doubleheader here at the South High Gymnasium. The first game won by Rayan, 64-62. The nightcap won by Wilson, 73-52. That's the end of tonight's game. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this. This is Scholastic Basketball on WBBW. The final score once again in the second game, the Wilson Redmond 73, the East High Golden Bears 52. It's been an exciting night of Scholastic Basketball. Remember, tomorrow night, following Jim Marzano's Sports Central, the Ohio State Buckeyes will try to improve their record as they play Northwestern. That's at 8:15 on WBBW. Tonight, the Wilson Redmond just overwhelmed the East High Golden Bears. They played very good team play, and that was the key point in the game. They led at the end of the first quarter 17-8. At halftime, they were up 35-24. Then, as the second half opened, each team that they had gotten their games together, but then they didn't. They fell down 53-37, and the final score 73-52. Steve, you have the final statistics?
Looking at the final stats for Wilson, 45 rebounds to 30 for East. It was clear that Wilson did dominate the inside part of the game. They had position, East did not. They caused East to commit fouls, a total of 23 to be exact. Wilson committed only 12, and those are two key stats, which led to Wilson improving their record to 5-3 overall, and East dropping to 1-4. The final score, Wilson 73, East High 52. Wilson had 30 of 60 field shots for 50%. East High 21 of 67 for just 31%. East was 10 of 13 from the charity stripe for 77%, while Wilson can only 13 of 27 for 48%.
If Wilson, Steve, would have scored a little more from the free throw line, this game could have been over a little bit earlier in terms of score-wise.
A big stat. Wilson was averaging 60% of their free throw shots, but problems tonight, and Redmond can only 13 of 27 for just 48%. Again, Wilson out-rebounded East 45-30. East committed 23 personal fouls as compared to Wilson's 12. And in turnovers, Wilson 18, East High 13. A score at half, Wilson 35, East 24. At the end of 53 for the Redmond, East High 37. And our final score, Wilson 73, East 52. Individually, the tandem of Dave Sandy and Steve Wash combined for 44 points to lead the Wilson offensive attack. Steve Wash was 9 of 11 from the free throw line at 7 field goals, and he get his total of 23. Dave Sandy had 9 field shots, 3 of 8 from the charity stripe for his 21 points. At Demetrico, 8 field shots for 16. John Murray, 3 field goals, 1 free throw, 7 points. And Joe Cullen, Mike Hahn, and Brett Overly, each 1 field goal for 2 points. For East High, they were led by Robert Harley. Harley, 6 field goals for 12 points. Paul Yankel, 3 field goals, 1 free throw for 7. Kirk Peterson, 3 field goals, 1 free throw for 7. Robert Prater, 2 field goals, 1 free throw for 5. Ricky Burt had 1 field goal, 2 free throws for 4. James Bryant, 3 field goals for 6. Kenny Taylor had 1 field goal for 2, as did Joel Johnson. So the final score once again from South, Wilson 73, East High 52. That gives Wilson now a record of 4-3 overall. 1-1, make that 5-3 overall, 1-1 in City Series Conference, and he's tied drops to 1-4 overall and 0-2 in the conference. A good game, Al, but Wilson just too much firepower offensively, and these Tigers can never get their offensive power going.
Mentioning again in the first game, in an interesting matchup, the Rain Tigers defeated South 64-62. Our next WBBW Sports broadcast of Scholastic Basketball will come next Friday night at the Cheney High Gymnasium. Jim Marzano and myself will cover the same Wilson Redmen against the Cheney Cowboys. WBBW Sports has just presented Scholastic Basketball 1980.